let's get into it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh.
You're here to slay her.
Oh, okay.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Got it. Got it. Pretty simple. The only reason she's going to be in the world is because she's locked up. Oh my god, I have so many options. End of the world, what are you talking about?
About the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement be the end of the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up? I'm a
Look,
scientist.
you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Save often. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Alright. Have you considered maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
Appreciate the mental exercise. We are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Oh, this is dedicated full screen.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Changing that.
There's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
But why me, though? Can't someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. If she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. I'm not committing anything until I've had a chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceeds to the game. Why doesn't the narrator do it himself? He's probably got 2 working hands.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Pristine.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Look at my little Grinch hand.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I will give a quick word of warning. That there will be flickering images, I think it said. Yeah, flickering images, parallax, and whatever the hell boil effect is. So, if any of those upset your eyes delicately, please let me know so I can turn them off.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, she sounds normal. Boil. Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Dre, I'm sure this will be fine. There's nothing scary going on. It's just a captive princess. Hi! Just checking in on you. Yeah, I'm here to kill you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Why only one?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Focus!
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way. Why would you even think that? No, no.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Oh, the knife's in my hand. Do we drop the knife? You can always pick it back up, right? Right? I should save. I get so many save slots. Grasp it. We're gonna drop the knife. It's gonna we're gonna see where this goes.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better
Don't
judgment,
go closer.
you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Oh, big ol' eyes. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're gonna end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
To my lord.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
You think?
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Are you the world ender? The people wants to know. We have to know.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
What are you going to do if I let you out of here? Don't look at me like that. I was hoping you'd tell me. Deflect? No. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
She kind of does.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Each other?
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
I love the, Ed and Eddie shaking art style.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
A subjugating monarch? Well, hold on. We don't know what kind of princess she is. She could be a good one. So, what's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
She's subjugating from a basement. Exactly.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
No, they're specific.
Again,
I learned that
specifics.
yesterday.
No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Dre, it doesn't matter where I learned it from, but yes, I learned it from TikTok. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
how would I get you out of here, hypothetically speaking?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, what can a one-handed princess do to destroy the world? Okay, we've talked enough, apparently.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
And one-handed down. I'm gonna keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Yeah, I'm gonna take the coward's way out.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
She ain't found a way out yet.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
I don't like your dialogue
If you
changing.
don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
She's too dangerous to be kept alive. No. Not Mace Windu. You know what? Mace was right in the end. She is the court. I'm going to slay the princess.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
What the hell? What happened to my hand?
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
What the hell? What happened to my hand?
Hesitated. But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
I'm apparently a goblin man, you're right.
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Yes, I think we lost.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
You're right, it was technically self-defense.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs.
Life to high heel
This is
fight.
the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Trey. Chapter 2. Oh, I thought I was going to get to restart.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
You're dead and buried, darling. And brick.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
We've learned our lesson, gang.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her.
The broken.
She's going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
I'm pretty sure this whole situation just literally happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
Let's assume telling the truth and all this really happened. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Oh god, not super. The worst kind of superpower.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
Yeah, she rocked our shit.
What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess.
Just a
Slaying her shouldn't have
princess.
been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
I mean, they didn't.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Magnus Archives. I've heard of that. I haven't, listened to it.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable
Johnny
of
Sims.
doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Thanks, narrator. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
How can I make sure it doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Also, the last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like that in the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that
Good old Papa Sims.
fully up to the task that's been given to you. We're not. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
I'm gonna save.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
You're being cagey. What are you telling
I've told
me?
you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
This situation is anything but simple.
The less you know about her, the better. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Why can they slay her? Yeah. Why is this falling on me?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Failed
You're the
perception
only
check.
person capable of doing this.
What perception check?
If that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
You don't want to trick into
Of
doing
course you're
it.
special. Why else would you be here?
You're the only gullible idiot with goblin hands, apparently.
Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can
Whoop, sorry. As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again. Alright, that's
Great.
it.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Don't believe her lies.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
Yeah, all she needed were those hands. You guys are lying and cheating right here.
Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest.
What the hell?
Furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't. This seems
Why
a
do we
little
feel
different.
So small. We don't feel small. We are small.
Saying anything about the mirror on the wall. There's more than just the mirror. So cabin is different. Approach the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
No, it's a mirror.
This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
The mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
I don't get to see what my protagonist looks like. That's dumb. Alright, whatever. Taking the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Whole cabin is different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Booming.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs.
Don't witness me. I don't like that.
Kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Settle down, Birkin.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next.
Clamber.
But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
This is different.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Can't get a bus in the chat.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Firmly grasp it.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
I didn't pick that.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us?
Butterfingers.
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Built the grass situation. Damn it, Brandon.
Kneel.
I'd rather not. No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle.
Okay.
Hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Stray right now.
The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs.
Wait, this is my fault?
I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
A breath away.
It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
I'd rather not.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does, and beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her, And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? Then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
She is inevitable.
He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
That's facts. What do you have planned? Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to. You can do whatever you want to be. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful God unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference, because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
I'm not gonna help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after, just can't let you do that.
I see. Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
So you've chosen death.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
I don't like where this is
As your eye
going.
falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Why? What are you gonna try to make me do with it? I'm going to kill you. You're not kidding about that divine hand. Who's doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. I can't pick anything else.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Illusion is right, Brandon.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna do it anyway. Does that make me do things?
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
Patient.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
I'd rather not.
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
No, hold on. That man doesn't speak for me.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
Oh no, she's gonna rock our shit again, guys.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking
What am I?
is an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
Don't have to listen. There's a hole in my lung.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will. You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
Dying changes a man.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Carpe that diem.
No. Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes
Ooh.
and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
She is huge.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet
Oh no.
as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking,
You got an
yet
achievement.
somehow still full of anguish and fear as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never going to get a happy ending here, were we?
We could have been something great.
We could have had something special. But you one crazy ass bitch.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something. I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
It's not over, guys.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
What happened?
I think he's upset.
He's upset. I'm upset.
Upset about we just killed a god.
Who's he?
You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it. I can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed.
I'll do it again.
Chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've...
This music is getting intense.
Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here.
No, we haven't.
Different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods. If reality seems distorted, it's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
What do you mean? We killed her. In hundreds of directions. You better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice. If I just stay here and do anything else, we at this point no return, then what happens? No matter what happens next, it seems like their answers are at the cabin. We might as well see this through.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten to saying things.
What a crock of shit.
Rock of shit.
Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
We died! If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
It's just a flesh wound.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Might as well see this through.
Good. We're all...
Oh, the squelch.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. but that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
Ugh.
That's horrible.
That's revolting.
The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
It's that mirror again. This time it's blocking the door.
There is no mirror. There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Just tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No more messing around. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things, or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say, exactly?
He thinks we've lost it, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again. You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange.
Stab the mirror. That's 7 years bad luck, Brandon.
Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now?
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Very yawny today. Tonight.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
Yeah, let's take a look first.
I'm with him on this one. Smash it! Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time. You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness.
7 lives, bad luck.
The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. The high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence. The metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart?
She seems upset.
Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
Angie.
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
She was going to end the world last time. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
Only you and your goblin hands can save the world.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
She's like one of those people from Sunlit, man.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
Oh, Lord.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
That's not good. That's not good.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Destroying the world, have we? Oh yeah, this is time for a quip.
The world hasn't wronged me the way you have. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually, though. Once I've had my fill of you.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Oh wow, that was quick.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Sure, there wasn't time for quips. True her word, you did not die by her hand. Something has taken her away and has left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Oh, she went. I don't know how we even go about looking for her. Narrator's gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing. I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
Voices feel small and distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. to you. What am I? You're all alone in a place that's empty. It is quiet here. Oh, proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Gift of a fragile vessel. Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you with him, misled princess? Or you would trap me here? Oh, there's so many options. Gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Are you what sent me?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Understand.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
So many hands. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
That's not an answer. Say nothing. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
I'm a person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. I know only that they are.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite.
That's not an answer.
The rest will find their own way home.
What if I don't let you?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
Listen, slave princess, stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay. Made me forget. Matter constant to listen.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Ah! Oh, God. I think it's done.